Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the work group. For the record, my name is Rob Nosse. I'm the state representative for House District 42, which is inner southeast and northeast Portland. I want to thank you, Chair Dembrow, for your work on this issue, as well as other members of your work group. Please know that myself and my constituents have a lot of gratitude for everything you've done on this issue. And thank you all the members of the committee today for taking our time to hear this bill and our testimony. Diesel gas emissions, as we've heard, particulates are among the most toxic that humans are exposed to. It's an extremely small air particulate that can travel deeply into the respiratory tract in our lungs. And we know that relative to the state of Washington and California, we have some of the dirtiest diesel gas on the West Coast. Constant exposure leads to poor lung and heart health, and tackling this problem could lead to less asthma, fewer heart attacks, and help to keep public health and healthcare costs associated with diesel to be lower, to be down. I got interested in this issue when the bullseye glass air toxic situation happened in my district in February of last year. And while industrial pollutants and diesel are not exactly the same thing, in the process of learning what to do about industrial air pollution, I learned that diesel pollution is a long-standing problem and probably a more persistent problem. With regard to Senate Bill 1008, I'm particularly excited about the 1% for clean diesel. I think that's a solid approach to finding funding for the Clean Diesel Energy Fund, which is something we need if we're going to make progress on this issue. I'm also excited about the non-road inventory and registration provisions. If we're going to have data about that aspect of this, I think that's a good approach. I saw that there's a schedule for trucks with blanks. Hopefully we can figure out the emissions phase-in standards. And I think tackling the idling preemption is also a good idea. In terms of calls, emails, and in-person visits that I've had in my first term, I've had more about toxic air emissions, including diesel, than probably any other topic in the last year and a half because of growing awareness of the risk of diesel and other toxic air emissions and what those pose to our families and our communities. I've spoken to parents, teachers, neighborhood advocates, and many others about this issue. And there really is just one common thread, and that is they're worried. They're worried about the impact these emissions are having on their children and our environment, and they're looking for us to take some kind of action. So please do what you can on this bill. Myself and others in the House are willing and eager to carry the baton should Senate Bill 1008 end up on our end of the building.
Thank you very much, Representative.